In this video, we will cover how to assign group grades. If you have any questions, please contact support@labarchives.com. Let's begin in the instructor's notebook, where the instructor is asking the students to attach their group's gel image in their notebook. And following the best practice that we recommend to instructors, let's place that assignment entry at the top of the page. Let's give it a number. Let's give it a number 1. Let's call this the group gel assignment. And let's give the group 10 points for doing this, and then save to page. Now that we've put our assignment together, let's send this over to the students. And let's return over to the course manager, update our student notebooks. And now that our students have received that, let's go take a look and see how a group working together submits their work for a grade. Here we are in Jimmy Olson's notebook, one of the students in the course, and the group that he was working with created their gel, and Jimmy, following the instructions here, attached the gel image into the notebook. So now it's time for him to submit to the instructor. So he'll click on Update and Submit, and at this point he has an opportunity to I worked in a group with, and clicking in the field presents the other students in the course. So let's say he worked with Clark and he also worked with Lois. The next field, the work for this assignment is in whose notebook? Well, looks like it's going to be in Jimmy's notebook, so let's say it's in my notebook, and we'll submit. Once submission has taken place, the page is locked and the assignment has been submitted. Here we are in student Jimmy Olson's notebook, and per the instructions from the instructor, they have attached their group's image of the gel in Jimmy's notebook. So it's now time for them to submit. So Jimmy will come in here and update and submit. He has an opportunity to select who he worked with. So clicking in this field, he can select the other students that he worked with. He worked with Clark and he worked with Lois. And the work for this assignment is in my notebook. So it's going to be in Jimmy's notebook. So let's submit. And now let's go take a look over at Clark and Lois's notebook and see what they need to do. Here we are in Clark's notebook, and recall that the assignment resides in Jimmy Olson's notebook, so there's no need for Clark to bring in that image here of the gel. So you can go ahead and update and submit. Now he's going to let the instructor know that he worked with Lois Lane and Jimmy Olson, in that the work for this notebook resided in Jimmy's notebook. And that's all he needs to do, and then submit. Now let's go take a look at Lois's notebook and do the same thing. Here we are in Lois Lane's notebook, and again, that gel image resides in Jimmy's notebook. So let's, from Lois's perspective, all she needs to do is update and submit, indicate who she worked with, and that the work resides in Jimmy's notebook, and then submit. Now that all the group members have submitted their work to the instructor, let's return back to the instructor's notebook and take a look and see what they need to do. Having returned back to the instructor's course manager, we see that all the students have successfully submitted an assignment. Now at this point, the instructor may not know if they submitted it as a group or not. So let's just go in and take a look. Let's go into Clark's notebook and see what the instructor will see. Looking at the assignment entry, it looks like Clark worked with Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen, and that the work for this assignment is in Jimmy Olsen's notebook. And as you can see, there's no gel image here. So the assignment for this is in Jimmy Olsen's notebook, and notice that this is hyperlinked. So I can click on Jimmy Olsen's notebook right there. It pulls up the group's work in Jimmy's notebook. I can see that they did a very nice job with their gel, and so now I can go ahead and assign a grade. It's best out of 10. They did a really nice job. Let's give them a 10 and then assign the grade. Now, since they all did the same work and it's in Jimmy's notebook, at this point, as the instructor, I can assign that grade to the whole group. So noted. Let's return back to the course manager and let's see what that grade report looks like. Let's open up the grade report. And we can see that, let me go ahead and hide the graders. For the group gel assignment, everybody gets a 10. That concludes this presentation on how to assign group grades. If you have any questions, please contact support@labarchives.com.